RHOC. Vicki Gunvalson's daughter snaps at Andy Cohen over return request. Vicki Gunvalson returned full-time to the Real Housewives of Orange County for its iconic 20th season. Her boyfriend and son were both willing participants, but her daughter, Brianna Culberson, is nowhere to be seen. As it turns out, she was asked by Andy Cohen to pop in but snapped at the request. Keep reading for more details as to what went down when the executive producer approached the mother of four. Brianna will never be seen again. When Vicki Gunvalson shared that she and her second husband, Don, were divorcing, her daughter, Brianna Culberson, was broken. She did not like the idea of divorce. Don had raised her and she truly loved him. Then, Vicki began dating Brooks Ayers, who many believed was a con artist. That caused such a rift in their mother-daughter relationship, especially as Brianna may have had thyroid cancer. Then, out of the blue, Brianna eloped with Marine Ryan Culberson, and that further created a divide. However, Vicki knew she had to accept him to keep her daughter close. Brianna and Ryan moved a lot while they welcomed 4 kids: Owen, Troy, Hank, and Cora. Eventually, Vicki and Brooks split. She and Brianna reclaimed their tight relationship, but many got the ick from Ryan. They believed that he was overly controlling and kept Brianna away from her family. In a recent RHOC episode, Vicki Gunvalson was dining with her son, Mike Wolfsmith. He revealed he had not seen his sister in 8 years. On social media, he made it clear that it had to do with her husband. Now, it has come out that Andy Cohen desperately wanted Brianna back for season 20, even to make an appearance. However, she essentially slammed the door in his face. Vicki shared this take from her daughter on why she initially said no. Her husband just got back from the Marine Corps 6 tour overseas, and he's got some PTSD, and they really showed a bad light of him. She just was like, "Mom, I want nothing to do with it." I'm like, "Can you do a cameo? Can you come on for a little bit?" Andy Cohen was not willing to accept this answer, so he got in contact with Brianna herself. Vicki said that he even called her for this season and she was like, "Please lose my number." What the show did to their family was not good. Although RHOC fans have the utmost empathy for military veterans who have PTSD, they also believe there are too many excuses being made. They referred back to the meeting between Vicki Gunvalson and her son. He flat out said he had not met Brianna's youngest children, and then told a fan it was because of her husband. So, yes, he may have PTSD, but he also appears to be a very controlling person, so the blame cannot be all on the show. They really showed a bad light of him. Ryan. What does that have to do with the fact that Michael hasn't spoken to Brianna or met 2 of her kids in 8 years? That's not Bravo's fault, Vicki. Her husband seems unsafe. IG won't let me say what I really feel. Her husband has isolated her and those kids from her support system. That's scary. At the same time, many respected Brianna's decision to stay away from the show and live her best life. Would you have liked to see Brianna back? And do you think Vicki Gunvalson is protecting her son-in-law? Let us know your thoughts and stream RHOC on Peacock. RHOC. Vicki Gunvalson's daughter snaps at Andy Cohen over return request. Family loyalty takes center stage in the latest RHOC buzz. The world of reality television is never short on dramatic moments. But this time, the spotlight has shifted away from the cameras and onto a family member determined to defend one of the franchise's biggest stars. A fresh wave of conversation has erupted among the Real Housewives of Orange County fans after Vicki Gunvalson's daughter reportedly responded sharply to questions surrounding her mother's possible return to the hit Bravo series. The exchange has quickly become one of the hottest talking points among devoted RHOC viewers, reigniting debates about Vicki's legacy, Andy Cohen's role in casting decisions, and whether the OG of the OC deserves another full-time Orange. Although the conversation has spread rapidly across social media, fans are once again divided over whether Bravo should bring back one of its most recognizable personalities or continue focusing on the show's newer cast members. Vicki Gunvalson's legacy still dominates RHOC. For many longtime viewers, Vicki Gunvalson isn't simply another housewife. She's considered the face that helped launch an entire television empire. Having appeared on RHOC from the very beginning, Vicki built a reputation for unforgettable one-liners, emotional family moments, explosive arguments, and larger-than-life personality traits that kept audiences tuning in year after year. Whether fans loved her or criticized her, one fact remained impossible to ignore: she generated conversation. Even after stepping away from her full-time role, discussions surrounding her future with Bravo have never disappeared. Every new season brings renewed speculation. Every reunion sparks new rumors. And every Andy Cohen interview seems to revive the same question: will Vicki ever come back full-time? Daughter steps in. This latest buzz reportedly began after Andy Cohen was once again asked about the possibility of Vicki returning to RHOC. While Andy has often praised Vicki's contributions to the franchise, he has also suggested that casting decisions depend on many different factors. That answer, apparently, didn't sit well with Vicki's daughter. According to fans discussing the interaction online, she quickly defended her mother and questioned why Vicki's name continues to be brought up without any clear commitment regarding her future. Supporters described her response as passionate and protective. Others interpreted it as frustration after years of hearing the same questions without seeing meaningful progress. Regardless of interpretation, the exchange immediately fueled headlines across entertainment communities. Fans rally behind Vicki. Within hours, social media exploded. Thousands of RHOC viewers began sharing their own opinions. One side argued that Bravo needs Vicki now more than ever. Many believe recent seasons have struggled to recreate the unpredictable energy that originally made Orange County must-watch television. Supporters praised Vicki for always bringing authentic reactions, emotional storylines, and memorable confrontations. Some even argued that the franchise has never truly recovered since she left as a full-time housewife. Others insisted the current cast lacks the chemistry and history that Vicki naturally brings. For these viewers, bringing back the franchise's original star feels like an easy decision. Critics see things differently. Not everyone agrees. Some viewers believe RHOC has evolved. They argue reality television constantly changes, requiring fresh personalities and different dynamics. Critics say returning to former cast members too often prevents the series from developing new fan favorites. Others acknowledge Vicki's importance, but believe her story has already been told. Rather than revisiting the past, they hope Bravo continues investing in newer housewives capable of creating their own legacy. That divide has become increasingly common among longtime RHOC audiences. Andy Cohen finds himself at the center again. Whenever casting discussions emerge, Andy Cohen inevitably becomes part of the conversation. Although Bravo executives ultimately determine many casting decisions, Andy is frequently viewed by fans as the public face of the Housewives universe. Because of that visibility, viewers often direct questions and criticism toward him whenever beloved cast members leave or fail to return. This latest exchange only intensified that pattern. Supporters defended Andy, arguing he cannot promise casting changes simply because fans ask. Others insisted he should provide clearer answers instead of repeatedly leaving the door open without confirming anything. Why fans still miss Vicki? There are several reasons Vicki remains such a popular figure years after stepping back. She represents nostalgia. Longtime viewers remember the early seasons when the Housewives format was still finding its identity. Vicki's loud personality, emotional family life, friendships, and business ambitions became central to the show's success. She wasn't afraid to laugh. She wasn't afraid to cry. And she certainly wasn't afraid to argue. Those qualities transformed her into one of reality television's most recognizable personalities. Many fans believe that level of authenticity is increasingly rare. Social media reacts. Online discussions have become especially heated. Some fans applauded Vicky's daughter for standing up for her mother. Others questioned whether family members should publicly involve themselves in casting conversations. Still, many viewers understood the emotional connection. Watching a parent face constant public speculation can be frustrating, particularly when headlines continue appearing year after year. Several comments praised the daughter for showing loyalty. Others encouraged everyone involved to let Bravo make its own decisions. Could Bravo actually bring her back? That's the million-dollar question. Bravo has welcomed former housewives back before. Across multiple franchises, familiar faces have returned after taking breaks. Some came back as friends of the cast. Others regained full-time status. Because of that history, fans believe Vicky's return remains possible. Her continued guest appearances have also kept those hopes alive. Every appearance generates headlines. Every reunion appearance trends online. Every interview creates fresh speculation. That consistent interest demonstrates one important reality. People are still talking about Vicki. Ratings conversation returns. Whenever fans debate cast changes, ratings become part of the discussion. Supporters argue recognizable personalities help attract longtime viewers. They believe nostalgia can strengthen audience engagement. Critics counter that successful reality television depends on evolving stories rather than relying solely on familiar names. Finding the balance between legacy stars and fresh personalities remains one of Bravo's biggest ongoing challenges. Family support matters. One aspect receiving widespread praise is the obvious bond between Vicki and her daughter. Reality television often exposes difficult family relationships. Seeing relatives publicly defend one another offers a different narrative. Many viewers admired the willingness to speak up. Whether people agreed with the comments or not, few questioned the sincerity behind them. Family loyalty remains something audiences naturally connect with. Bravo's delicate position. From Bravo's perspective, every casting decision carries significant expectations. Bringing back former stars can excite loyal fans. It can also create pressure for storylines to meet enormous expectations. Leaving legends off the cast invites criticism from nostalgic viewers. Either choice guarantees passionate reactions. RHOC has experienced that balancing act repeatedly over the years. What makes Vicki different? Many housewives have come and gone. Few have achieved Vicki Gunvalson's cultural recognition. Her catchphrases became memes. Her emotional reactions became gifs. Her friendships and feuds generated years of unforgettable television. Love her or dislike her, she rarely blended into the background. That lasting visibility explains why discussions surrounding her return refuse to disappear. Andy Cohen faces familiar questions. This certainly isn't the first time Andy Cohen has been asked about Vicki. It likely won't be the last. Every Bravo convention, reunion special, or media interview seems to include at least one question regarding former housewives making potential returns. Andy generally responds diplomatically, praising past contributions while avoiding definitive promises. Fans sometimes interpret that approach as hopeful. Others see it as intentionally vague. Fans split into two camps. The online debate has effectively produced two passionate groups. Team Return believes RHOC needs Vicki's experience, humor, and unpredictability. Team Move Forward believes the franchise should focus on developing current cast members instead of revisiting previous eras. Neither side appears willing to change its opinion. That passionate disagreement only keeps Vicki trending even longer. The power of nostalgia. Television history shows nostalgia can be incredibly powerful. Viewers often reconnect with familiar faces because they remind audiences of favorite seasons. Streaming platforms have introduced RHOC to entirely new generations. Many younger viewers have recently discovered early episodes, increasing appreciation for original cast members. That renewed interest has helped keep Vicki relevant even years after her departure. What happens next? At the moment, no official announcement confirms a full-time return. Likewise, no public statement permanently closes the door. That uncertainty guarantees speculation will continue. As long as fans continue asking Andy Cohen about Vicki, and as long as headlines continue attracting attention, the conversation isn't disappearing anytime soon. Final thoughts. Whether Vicki Gunvalson eventually returns to the Real Housewives of Orange County remains one of Bravo's biggest unanswered questions. Her daughter's passionate defense has only intensified public curiosity, reminding everyone how deeply invested RHOC fans remain in the franchise's original star. Andy Cohen may continue facing questions about casting, while Bravo weighs the benefits of nostalgia against the desire for fresh stories. Until an official decision is made, fans will undoubtedly keep debating what the future should look like. One thing, however, is already clear. Years after leaving her full-time role, Vicki Gunvalson still knows how to dominate the housewives' conversation.